time now. If you're going to be named one of them, you got to come out from them and be accepted. Your life, you can't do everything you want to do. Something may not be wrong to do, but it's wrong for you to do. Because some things are weights that lead to sin and bondage. And you ain't able enough to handle all that weight without going into bondage. You got to come out from under some things. Come out. You can't have friends in the world. Either they're going to draw you or you're going to draw them. Let me straighten it out. I hear y'all. I hear y'all lying in the spirit. Friends, bosom buddies, do everything with. You can't have that kind of relationship with people of the world because light and darkness don't mix. If we don't have the same interests, we can't go to the same places. If we're not going there, we'll be butting heads somewhere. So I got to decide what side I'm going to be on. And I'm not going to be a chameleon. I'm going to change whatever color I'm on. No. I'm going to be consistent. If you love me enough, you'll respect my Holy Ghost. You will not ask me to participate in things you know my Holy Ghost doesn't agree with. And then I should live, the Bible says to let your light so shine before men. The what? That they see your what? And do what? Nobody can see your good work when you participate in everything. Put a difference between clean and unclean, holy and unholy. Hear me here. I can't pretend with you because we have nothing in common. If you drink and I don't drink, I can't go with you. Even though they sell it in the grocery store, I still can't go with you. Don't take it personally. There's a change in my life. The things I used to do, I don't do them anymore in the place I used to go. My interest has changed. Something happened on the inside. I want you to talk to me about it. Our conversation is too loose. Without anybody talking anything to us. Nasty jokes on the job. Some of these emails ain't worth reading. So I can laugh for the day. Ain't no Jesus in it somewhere. The devil used any kind of door to get in. Once again, he started bringing all his buddies. Come on. I got in. Come on in. You go to a place and degrading. Going from one degree of messed up to another degree. A worse degree of messed up. And you wonder why? Because you open the door and let some things come in. Somebody said close the door. Better yet, shut the door. Shut the door. I didn't say door, I said door. Shut the door. Shut the door. Keep the devil out. Keep the devil out. The last thing I want to talk about is that, this is to the saints. Saints, you got to realize, you've been through some hell. The things you've been through, the things your soul has been exposed to, were designed by the enemy to take you out. You were never expected to make it to where you are now. That was not part of the enemy's plan. And when he saw you being persistent in your walk, he released more fierce demons against you. Trouble came from every which walk. You were dealing with one or two things. Now a whole army of enemies have been released against you. But some kind of way you maintain your stand. Because you had a relationship with God. You knew you were in it. But see, when you're in a relationship, he said, my yoke is easy. And my burdens are light. So you weren't carrying the buck of the load. Because you were in relationship with him. The things you were going through, he went through with you. He carried the weight. You just carried the load. Because you were in relationship with him. His strength became your strength. His peace became your peace. His love became your love on down the line. Because you were yoked up with him. And that's why you didn't give up faith. That's why you were able to withstand when you wanted to go in the towel. You couldn't. Because you were yoked up. You were in relationship. You learned how to carry your cares to him. You rolled off of you those things that your soul couldn't bear. And you left them at the cross. And the reason you were able to sit here in what you call your right mind today is because he kept renewing your mind. When you became faint-hearted, he renewed your mind to his strength. Did anybody get David in the way? Y'all don't want to know the word. Shall what? The reason your strength was renewed is because of relationship you had with him. Even though you were exposed to many things coming against you in relationship with him, it does not mean that you don't need another filling. And God told me to tell the saints, the reason somebody has to carry you through exercises to get your hands to go up is because your soul has been exposed to so much opposition. And every time something came against you, it took from you. How many of you get to the point where you can't take one more thing? That's a question. I'm about to that point now. That's right. And you already said I ain't taking that. Every time you get to the point, I ain't taking that. I'll make you for something else you take. Because I'm going to show you you can take some more. And you ain't going to give up. At the same time, you're putting our attitudes in check. Who are you to decide what you ain't going to take? You got my strength, why can't you take it? You got my joy, why can't you take it? It ain't about you, so why can't you take it? You say you love me, you keep my commandments, then you say that? But each time you are exposed to pain, sometimes there's not a healing after the pain. You just learn how to go on anyway. Each time your heart is exposed to disappointment, sometimes you're not healed from disappointment. You just learn how to pull yourself up and go on anyway. But there comes a time when you got to pull yourself up and ask God to heal you. If you've been hurt one time, you are more susceptible to blows the second time around. It's easier for a blow to take you out the second time than the first time because you remember what happened the first time. But God said, I need you to get some strength in that area where you won't be vulnerable to the enemy. It's too many things yet loose out there that want to take the saints out. But the joy of the Lord is the saints' strength. And the more you build yourself up on God's mind, on God's will, God's joy, God's power, you are strengthened from what you build yourself up on him. God said it's time for the saints to be healed from what you've gone through. You had to go through it, but you hadn't been healed. God said, I got healing today. But you got to want to be healed. I'm finding out some saints hold on. Babe, I'm so sorry, Aaron, that you come to hear this mess. I knew this stuff today. But you know, I'm finding out, David, some folks want to hang on. Why? Because it brings attention. Yes. You want it as an excuse. Y'all don't hear me here. But God says, no more excuses. I nailed every excuse to the cross. Must Jesus bear the cross alone and all the world go free? No. There's a cross just like you see. Even in your state, there's a cross that you must carry. You're not exempt because you have physical disabilities. You're not exempt because of your status in this world. You may be poor, broke, and disgusted, but you're still not exempt from the cross. God don't care. He even talked about the poor. He said, you have what you always. They always be around, but even though you're poor, there's yet a cross you must bear. You are not exempt from carrying a cross. And the cross is specially designed for you. Even sometimes we have the Lord heal me from the wounds I bear in my body. What did Paul say? I bear a record of all these things in my body. Everything I've been through, there's a mark in my body. Everywhere you've gone through, everything you've gone through, if it hadn't been healed, you still bleed. Your wound is still open. But when it becomes healed, then you say, I bear a record in my body. I got the signs of going through. I went through, but look at me now, I'm healed for what I went through. And you got to desire want God's healing for the pain you've gone through so it can turn into a testimony. It can't become a real testimony until it starts scattering up. That's right. And anytime you start seeing scatter, that's a sign of healing. It heals from the inside out. And you have to be careful. If you leave that scab long enough, it'll start bleeding again. But God said, I'm going to take away all of that today. Because I'm going to restore what your if you want the joy of the Lord, you can have it back. But it's up to you today to want God to fill you again. To God to restore that joy in you. After today, you're on your own. I see anything, baby. The only thing I used on this paper was the definition of joy. I told you I wanted the Holy Ghost to preach with me. Well, people of God block everything and everybody out your mind. I tell you, I don't want no music right now. A lot of times we hide behind the music. We need to be naked today. Musicians, they need the power of God and the joy of the Lord in their souls too. But if you want the joy, see, did I tell you all Wednesday night you gotta have a thirst? There's no need to come if you ain't thirsty. Don't come to appease yourself and people sitting around you. If you're not thirsty for the power and the joy of God, you might want to stay there until you get that stuff, desire bubbling up in you. Listen to me today. You got to thirst enough to want this to satisfy your soul. You have substituted so many things in your life where the joy of the Lord is supposed to be. And it led you to destruction. Let me tell you something. I'm going to say this too. I'm through preaching now. We got to be careful with relationships. If we're not healed from one relationship, who can I talk to? Can I talk to you? From one relationship, and we decide to go into another. If we're not healed, what we'll do, we'll carry the seeds from that bad relationship and plant it in the next relationship. And what happens is we get the same result, just a different person. If you're not healed, it's going to transplant trouble from one situation to another individual. And the new individual is going to become the sum total of everything you've been through. He's going to become the total blame for everything that you experienced. And they only contribute to one thing. Y'all understand that? This new person will become the total sum total, the total blame of everybody else that mistreated you. Because you didn't take time to be healed You just planted some new seed or transplant.
Yes.
Whatever it was into another relationship, expecting something. How many know that a seed produced after its kind? I can't plant a seed for water expecting butterbean to come in. When I plant watermelon seed, if I plant watermelon, if I should ever plant watermelon seed, I want to see a watermelon come in. So if you want something better, you got to plant the right seed. That's right. Y'all like this kind of? Yeah. I'm cool preaching. I'm bored, y'all good. I'm going to ask you a question. First of all, how many of you got to raise your hand, know your joy is not what it's supposed to be? That's the first step. You know, I told you David went 9 months when I recognized he didn't have a problem. 9 months. Took somebody else's wife. Wasn't even conscious enough what he had done was wrong. Until the word came. Now, how many of you recognize, don't raise your hand, my joy is not what's supposed to be?